Hi everyone, so in this video what we're going to be looking at is the bass. So the bass is the rock of the track. It gets people grooving, it gets people feeling the music, and that along with the drums is basically key for a good track. I've done 3 examples of this, so this is the first one. That's the first one. That's the second. And that's the third. So if I just drag and drop this onto our drum loop, this is what it sounds like. Just turn these drums down a bit. In fact, I'll tell you what I will do. I will go to this and I will bring them down, back down there to -18, so it is as it is. So that's quite a nice one. Have a listen to what this second one sounds like. And let's listen to this last one. So they all sound good, in my opinion. But what I want to do is I want to record another one in, just to show you my process of what I do. So on the Digitone, I know I haven't got a video of the Digitone at the moment, but all it is just your normal chromatic scale. So all it goes from C to C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, all the way through. So all I'm doing is just hitting notes. So if I start off with, so that's all I'll be doing as the drum loop plays, and then as the drum loop plays, I'll be recording at the same time, and this is how I capture my grooves. So if I just do that quickly now, start recording. So that was way off, as in terms of timing. So if we go down to gain, we had 10 dBs worth of gain. So we'll see by the waveform, we've got these little grey little markers here. So these markers show us where the transients start. I mean, in Ableton it's not perfect every time, but as you can see, it's just as the waveform starts to increase. So what I want to do is put warp markers on all these here. So what I do is I click down in this section, I press Control or Command on a marker and A. That selects the whole lot. I then hit Control or Command and press I. That'll insert the warp markers. Alternatively, what you can do is click on this. You can right click and then you can either insert warp markers by clicking that, or you can hold this down or hold your mouse button down, drag all the way across and then right click, and then you can insert warp markers that way. So moving on and having a look at this waveform, we have more warp markers than is expected. So this is because it's picking up like transients like this from here. So all we need to do on these is just double tap on them and then they go away. Like this one for example, moving along, just working this way across nice and quickly. That one's fine, that one's fine, that's fine, that one's not. And I'll just keep doing this, working his way across, and then that's them all set. So what I want to do now with this is I want to quantize this, and I'm going to try and quantize this on the actual 16th notes. So if you look down in the bottom right hand corner here, we have 1/16. That shows that there is 16 sequence steps per bar. So in here we have 16 steps. We can do this by, so this first bar is 4 steps, so 4, 8, 12, 16, then that's 1 bar. So I've noticed on this bit here, it's as the 1 starts, this is ahead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that warp marker, right click on this first watermarker and set 111 here. What that does is it sets the bar and the start of where we want it to start basically. And then as you'll notice, this won't be the full length, so we just have to increase that up. So now we've got as 8 bars. I'm just going to click play, see how it sounds, because if you notice here on this one here on the 4th watermarker, that is just way ahead now. So let's just hear how it sounds. Way out of sync, way out of sync. So if we use that command or control A again to select everything, right click this time, but what I want to do is go to quantize settings, and what this does is it brings up a menu. We can then set that to either our current grid, which is 1/16, or we can choose a grid down here. What I'm going to do is just go into 1/16 just to show you, and then what it's going to do is it's going to 100% at the amount. It's going to take these watermarkers and it's going to move it over to, it's going to quantize it to our grid basically. So you see how they all shifted and moved into place. So let's just hear how it sounds now. So that one there wants to move across. Although that that's not supposed to be there, that sounded pretty good. That sounded really good. And what's happened there is it's inserted, or I've missed a watermarker, and what it's done is it's stretched the waveform to the grid. So that sounds pretty good to me. That one's way off, so I have to put that one there. That one's way off, put that one there. And again with this one. That one's a bit too late, so we'll drag that to there. Is it too late? So I don't know if you noticed at the end of this this bass loop, this note here, it's sounding a bit wobbly, a bit farty sort of thing. So how we do that is we select a different stretching method. So down here, what these are is we have 6 stretching methods. We have beats, tone, texture, repitch, complex, and complex pro. And if we open up this side tab here, we can have this is an information box. So if we click onto this or highlight this or just hover his mouse over it, it'll tell us what each one is designed to do or is for. So beats is for rhythmic audio, drum loops. Tones is for audio with clear pitch, structure, and vocals, bass lines. So tones, we'll try it on tones. So if you noticed, with the switching it over to tones, we don't get that same effect on this anymore. So it's just a different sort of algorithm for different stretching methods. Now, I like that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to our waveform at top. And where that note is, which is here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight that area, press Ctrl and E, and that separates that from the rest of the arrangement or the sample or the loop. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this rest of this bar over to tones, change this one over to tones again, and then what we'll find now is that this note will be kept the same because we've cut it and we've used that on beats, on the beat stretching algorithm. So let's just play through. Same with that one there. So what I'm going to do is just highlight that, press Ctrl and E, and then oops, go back over to this and go to beats. And that way it eradicates that. So once we're happy with this, and once we're happy with a structure and this, that and the other of its arrangement, let's say, as such, what we can do is we can click on the first one, hold down Shift, and then click on the last section. And then what I want to do is just consolidate. What consolidate does is it basically just makes this all one file and it normalizes it. So normalization means the highest peak will be brought, the levels will be brought up to 0 dB. So because we've normalized it now, it's telling me the volume that we had it before was minus 16.7 below 0 dB. So if I double clicked on that, this would be now at 0 dB. It won't be clipping or anything, it'll just be at 0 dB. So I'm just going to change that back to minus 16.7 and adjust it to suit later on down the line. Let's have a listen to that, how it sounds in the mix. So that's sounding really good, really good. So what I like to do now is I like to take it a step further. So because I've played in that note, I'm not really sure what I hit, what I do, because when you're in a jam, you're playing, and you don't really know what you're playing, and you're just flowing with it. But what I want to know is what each note of these are. So what I like to do is I like to transpose all these notes into a MIDI form. Now there's two ways that I do it. So this won't be too bad on this because it's a simple monophonic bass line, but on complex chord stuff I like to use other software, so another VST called Melodyne. That's really good for really getting in there and really knowing what notes are being played. But there are other software out there that can do the same job. But in Ableton, what I do is I hold this down and then I bring it down onto a MIDI instrument. This MIDI instrument that I've got here is the Juno V6 or 6V, and when I drop it down I'll get a menu popping up. So we've got harmony, melody or drums. So because this is a melody, because this is a one note monophonic instrument, I'm going to click melody. If it were chords then it'd be harmony, or if it were drums it'd be drums. So melody is going to be the one. This might work or it might not work. It should do on this one, but who knows. And then what I'll do is I'll just play this to what it is. So you can see already it's missing notes out. So that didn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my plugins and I'm going to go on Melodyne. So I've dragged Melodyne onto my organ or my bass sound. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that all the way to the front because I don't want it to be affected after this processing. From that I'm going to click on transfer and then I'm going to just press play. Let it play through once. once that's done, what you can see here is all these notes are the notes that have been played. So I'm going to select them all. So as you can see on this algorithm isn't right. So I need to go melodic, redetect. So as you can see, Melodyne has done a pretty good job detecting what note is what. So what I'm going to do is, because I know I didn't play this an octave below, I'm going to just select all them and then just move them up an octave. So it's D flat and then just put it to there. Just remembering that I don't really want to use Melodyne. All I'm doing is harnessing for the MIDI information. So with all them in the right place, I'm going to select on this pitch center and I'm going to drag that all the way to 100% so that I know that these notes are bang on the note centers. And then what I'm going to do is just go into settings, save as MIDI, go to my desktop and then go Bassline. So I've brought in the MIDI file into Ableton, and as you can see here, so what's happened is Melodyne's added more notes what it shouldn't. It's done that because of the pitch bend. It's thinking that there's another note there when there actually isn't. I could have combined all that note together within Melodyne, but for just quick and easy sense of using it, I haven't. So if I just work through it now, I can see that where all my notes are. So this one here, get rid of that one. That one there, get rid of. Select that one. I know there's a note there. And then just work through it. So that one. And then we will listen to it back. And then from what I've played in on my synthesizer, the Digitone synthesizer, I've now got that in MIDI format, which I can play that on any instrument. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to crop this clip. So what that does is it just crops it down. Instead of having a large file, it just crops it down to an 8-bar loop, and that is now my bass line. So I'm going to keep the bass line as that. I'm going to try and use that as much as I can. And then we'll see where the track takes us. What I do like to do as well is, or what I should have done, on Melodyne, when I record that in, it tells you what key you're in. But I do know that, that Antares auto key, this detects a key for you. So if I just do this, so it's saying I'm in F minor. So if I, so to confirm that, so if I go to F minor and fold that, I know that this key falls in to the F minor scale because every note is in that key. So that's how I record audio in. I extract MIDI data out of the audio. Once I'm happy with my bassline, that is, I extract the MIDI data out of my audio by using Melodyne or your own DAW settings, and then I can then get the key off of that or by other means like Antares, and then now I know what chords I can play around the bass. So what we'll do in the next one is look at chords, look at chord progressions and stuff like that, and then go from there. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there's any comments or if there's anything else that you'd like to know that I do on my workflow, either continue just watching the videos or just comment in the bottom. If there's what you'd want to see, then I can always bring that into another video which is later down the line. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.